Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody had a fabulous Thanksgiving. I, for one, had a great one back in the States. I'm finally over my jet lag and we are full steam ahead into Christmas. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to show you how to make 3 of my favorite easy appetizers for the holidays inspired by France. And remember, you can find more great holiday entertaining ideas in my cookbook, Entertaining 101. If you haven't picked up a copy, I'll leave you a link below. Okay, so first up, let me show you how to make a baked camembert, which is super easy and delicious. And then you want to serve your cheese with some kind of baguette toast. So here in France, I can buy these sliced baguettes that have been toasted and sort of dried out, but I like to get a little bit of color on them. So even if you're just working with a regular baguette that you cut, it's good to just get a little color on them, get them nice and toasty, and you can do this up to at least an hour or 2 before your guests arrive. Just leave it at room temperature. You're going to start with a wheel of camembert cheese. The flavor is stronger than a brie, but you could also do this with a wheel of brie. This is something that our friend Armelle makes down at her cabane. Many of you may have seen that episode this summer. If not, I'll link to it below. And it's the simplest, easiest thing that is so delicious. First, you want to score your cheese. So don't cut all the way into it, but just create some scoring like this, about 1 inch apart in both directions. Now, some of this wood packaging that's sold here in France is made to actually go in the oven, but I don't know what you guys have in the States. So we don't want anything catching on fire during the holidays. That would not be good. So instead, I think these little mini quiche dishes work perfectly. And then take the mini quiche dish and line it with 2 pieces of parchment paper, just going in opposite directions. Because if I put the camembert just in the dish like this, once it starts to melt and gets really gooey, it's going to spill over the side and that will create a bit of a mess. So it's better to nestle it in with the parchment paper. So that way, if it starts to melt, it's just going in the parchment paper. Place it on a little baking sheet. Then you want to use a collection of fresh herbs. So I think the lighter the better with something like a camembert cheese. And basically what you're going to do is just cut about 1 teaspoon very finely of the herbs and place it on top of the camembert. And the herbs will melt right into all those nooks and crannies and it is super delicious. Then you want to pop this in a 375-degree Fahrenheit oven for anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. You'll know that it's done when you see that the cheese is melting and that scoring is starting to come apart. Then you want to transfer it to a heat-safe platter or a cutting board. Then you have a little space on the platter for your toast. I think there's something so welcoming about greeting your guests with some warm, bubbly cheese on a cold winter's night. With a glass of something bubbly, it just screams holiday. You'll see how the herbs really do lighten the richness of the cheese, and the crunch of the toast just really complements the gooiness of the camembert. And you saw how easy that was, right? Delicious. Now, it wouldn't be Christmas in France without a little bit of seafood. I think the easiest way to serve a little seafood during a cocktail hour is with smoked salmon. So just go out and get yourself a little container of Boursin cheese. I know you can get it in the States. I like the herb and garlic version because I think it's light and it pairs really well with salmon. Can you hear my seagulls? They have not gone anywhere for the winter. They stick around. Then we're gonna lighten the Boursin cheese up a little bit because we're gonna ultimately wanna pipe it through a piping bag. So it helps to loosen it up with about 2 tablespoons of creme fraiche, or you could also use sour cream. And then I also like to add about 1 tablespoon, tablespoon and a half of fresh lemon juice. I think it really pairs nicely with the salmon and also kind of lightens up the flavor of the Boursin a little bit. And then you can just whisk this up until combined. You could do this the day ahead or you could do it the day of. I'm probably gonna do this the day ahead. We're having 17 of my French relatives for a Christmas lunch this weekend. So I'm taking all these ideas and serving it to them too. Then you want to take a star pastry tip and put it into a pastry bag. I think this process goes a little bit easier if you take your pastry bag and fit it over a tall glass. That way the glass will stabilize the pastry bag and make it a bit easier to transfer your mixture. It works with anything. Frosting, whipped cream, anything you need to transfer to a pastry bag. Then you want to get some small endive, I don't know, people say it both ways. Here they call it endive. So I'm going with that. And then you just want to slice off the bottom of it, like so, because that will just make it easier to separate the leaves. See, and they make these really beautiful, natural little boats that we are gonna fill with all kinds of delicious things. Then you're gonna take a little bit of smoked salmon, and I like to roll it up almost like into a little bowl, so it sits on the base of the endive. You don't wanna do too much. Otherwise your boat will capsize. So you just want to make sure it's balanced so that the endive leaf can just sit just like so. Then we're gonna take our Boursin mixture and pipe a little rosette without tipping our boat here. And then you wanna add 2 little fronds of fresh dill, which look really lovely, especially for the holidays. And then the finishing touch are some of these pink peppercorns, which are really delicious, and they're often paired with smoked salmon here in France. You wanna make sure though that they're the kind of peppercorns that you can chew. They're not like hard where you have to grind them in a mill. Then add the peppercorns just to the side of the frond. And it looks like a little holly. It just looks so festive and Christmassy. If you can't find the pink peppercorns, you also could use a little pomegranate seed. That would also be equally festive and delicious. So if you were a smaller group, like 4 to 6 people, you could have your champagne glasses ready to go. And then you could put like 2 of these little dishes for these salmon appetizers, because they are a little bit tippy. And it does help, safety in numbers, for them to have like a little partner to lean against. And I think they work better on a smaller dish. You could do 2 smaller dishes. Then sometimes what I like to do with my party trays when I'm entertaining during the holidays is, when no one's looking, go in the back of my Christmas tree and just snip off a few branches. No one will ever miss it. It just looks so pretty, and I just think it ties the whole festive look together. Let's give them a try. Mm. Mm. I love an appetizer you can eat in 2 bites. Because you've got that richness of the Boursin, the little crunch of the peppercorn, the salmon, and the freshness of the endive. It's so great. Now, it wouldn't be a French Christmas without a little bit of foie gras. It's totally decadent, but delicious. Traditionally, it's served on little brioche toast, or you can also use the traditional French Christmas bread known as pain d'épices. Now, here in my French supermarket, I can buy it already sliced and ready to go. But if you do want to make this yourself, you absolutely could do that. I have a recipe on my channel for how to make this delicious bread. Just leave out the chocolate, and then you could cut it into little chunks and do as I do here. Or another thing you could use are little crostinis, but I have seen almost like this size, the little brioche toast at Trader Joe's in the past, in their cracker aisle. So you could try those as well. Okay, here's what you do. This is very rich, so a little dab will do ya. It almost has the consistency of like butter. So you kind of don't need to add much to get an effect. Then we're gonna add a little dollop of fig jam on top of each one. Now, once you have that down, another little component, which I've also seen, which is nice, is a little bit of fleur de sel sea salt, just to balance out the sweetness. And it kind of looks pretty if you have a dark black plate like this, because then you see sometimes the little flakes of sea salt. It just looks really festive and snowy. And then the finishing touch is just a little bit of minced rosemary. If you just wanted to add a little bit more garnishing, you could add some additional rosemary sprigs in and among your platter here. That would look very festive and pretty. It's so delicious because the foie gras is really rich and decadent, and then it's got the sweetness of the fig jam and the bread and a little crunch of salt. It's so yummy. Now for a fun family tradition. This is especially poignant if you have small children at home, because you will have a lot of years to add to this tradition. So our girls now, they're 18 and 14, which I cannot believe. Many of you have been following me for so many years. You remember when they were babies. Happens like that. Putting up the Christmas tree, it suddenly dawned on me how meaningful this Christmas tree has become. Because from the time they were very, very small, the night that we would put up the Christmas tree, I would give each family member an ornament. This has always been my thing. I've done it for about 15 years now, and it's super fun. What you do is you pick an ornament that corresponds to either some achievement or some big thing that happened in your child's life. So it could be they learned to ride a bike, or the year that you went to see the Nutcracker. And I do it for the parents too, so the parents are involved as well, because it really is the family tree. Such as the year that I quit my full-time job to pursue YouTube full-time. There's a YouTube ornament. There's an ornament for the year that I submitted my cookbook manuscript, and a little French Christmas angel for the year that I became a French citizen. My husband has a lot of food ornaments, so things that he loves, like avocados from California, and now oysters from France. We always get an ornament for any place we travel to, so this past summer we were in Greece, so of course we had to have a Greek ornament. There's a little lifeguard chair from my hometown of Fairfield, Connecticut when I took my kids to see where I grew up. And putting up the tree just becomes all the more meaningful because you start to reminisce all the different accomplishments and experiences that you've had personally and as a family. Not to worry, the same tradition works for when you take down the tree. You can present them with an ornament that they can use for next year. I hope you enjoy this little taste of France this holiday season, and I will see you back here next time. Until then, bye.